using a guideline adapted from an EDUCAUSE article entitled Digital Transformation Signals Is Your Institution on the Journey, I will analyze Delgado Community College's progress towards digital transformation in three key areas as identified by the document and listed here. Indicators of digital transformation include culture, workforce, and technology shifts. Then I will end with some recommendations for further progress. However, I'd like to begin with a short overview of my involvement with Delgado and where my practice intersects with institutional objectives. Where does Delgado stand when it comes to digital transformation? I'd like to emphasize that my perspective of Delgado is not omniscient. I will be speaking very specifically from my experience as an instructor who is often on the receiving end of policy. From where I stand, institutional decisions directly impact my practice. Concerning my teaching efforts, my main concerns are with disruptive and transformative aspects of technology, dealing with AI in general and ChatGPT in particular. My usual pedagogy is ineffective in the face of cultural shifts. Even students' expectations of what learning means have changed. Assignments for assignment's sake are insufficient. Students need assignments to make sense to them and how they perceive and navigate the world. As a general statement, individual efforts are being made to successfully incorporate technology into the pedagogy and processes at Delgado, such as automation of some administrative tasks and teacher-led initiatives, which I will discuss later. However, these efforts are individual and not coordinated. Delgado would benefit from organization under a unified vision for digital transformation. Let's take a closer look. Culture shifts describe changes in mindset, value proposition, and habits at the institutional level. There are four active indicators that I've identified as being present at Delgado within the cultural realm. One, leaders are willing to adopt new strategic directions. Two, reliance on data and analytics and other forms of evidence to inform and adjust institutional course. Three, academic curriculum redefined to better serve student needs. And four, new incubators for exploring and piloting innovative approaches and new sources of revenue. While Delgado has room for growth in each of these areas, the college shows progress in each of them. The primary changes in culture have to do with leaders willingly adopting new strategic directions. I witnessed this most directly through actions taken by the Dean of Liberal Arts when she eliminated developmental English composition courses and restructured the Writing Center to better support students. The decision to change the developmental course sequences in English as well as math were data-driven decisions to increase effectiveness, and these involved the rearrangement of curriculum. Additionally, professors are taking the initiative to respond to cultural pressures of digital disruption by meeting in committees to share ideas of restructured lesson plans. They are mostly doing this on a spontaneous and individual level, inviting others to collaborate. Workforce shifts describe installation of new roles and positioning of IT within institutional goals. All roles require agility through ongoing development of professional competencies. Data fluency and DEI literacy are high values of the institution. The indicators of digital transformation within the domain of workforce shifts that are active at Delgado include: 1. New jobs and roles, e.g. Chief Data Officer, Chief Innovation Officer, Student Success Officer, Enterprise Architect, and roles related to vendor management, user experience, and business relationship management. 2. IT staff have deep familiarity with the business of higher education. 3. Increased blurring and reforming of academic disciplines. And 4. Institutional agility and flexibility in restructuring the workforce to adapt to rapid ongoing changes. There are many ways in which Delgado exhibits growth in this domain. There is the newly created Instructional Technology Support and Professional Development Office, responsible for LMS support and training of faculty. This office also lessens the digital divide for students through the laptop loan program. Additional positions would be welcome. Academic disciplines have been reformed into the main groups of liberal arts, STEM, business, and allied health. Several disciplines have been moved and/or combined to better group areas of study so students have access to knowledgeable faculty and administration. The Information Technology Department retains strict control of technology resources, budget, and institutional initiatives. The level of information released cross-departmentally is unknown, as is the connection between the IT office and CIO. Leadership is necessary so the college may be united under a common vision. Currently, institutional agility is achieved through training of the college workforce. Enrollment specifically has had to respond to recent changes in their processes as these are impacted by federal regulations regarding the disbursement of financial aid. Technology shifts describe the management of data and information technology infrastructure as these serve digital transformation at the college. Technology shifts have to do with the business side of information technology. The active indicators of technology shifts at Delgado include 1. IT initiatives and services directly tied to institutional outcomes. 2. Increased focus on data privacy and ethics. 3. Support for DEI in the development, selection, and deployment of new technologies. The main ways I've seen these indicators is through implementation of a college-wide online book rental system, continued training in cybersecurity, and monitoring and remediation of accessibility concerns in online content. There is room for growth in terms of data procurement and use to advance its institutional mission, data literacy as an institutional value, and transparency in vendor management. However, technology access on a user level is consistent and faculty and staff are trained in cybersecurity. What is my conclusion of this analysis? Though individuals and departments on campus are making attempts to deal with cultural realities of technology use, Delgado is in early stages of digital transformation with the culture towards technology use nebulous and/or doubtful. At this point, technology is treated as a necessary tool and not leveraged for its potential to supercharge classroom learning. Delgado is more reactive in making changes, not responsive. Practitioners are not equipped with the institutional guidance, resources, and course design ideas to anticipate and respond to cultural changes brought about by emerging technology. These qualities amount to what is termed institutional agility. An agile educational institution should be able to anticipate and plan for cultural changes, not deny or react weakly to them. Institutional agility results from workforce restructuring through increased training in digital and AI literacy, increased staff support, as needed training, and incubators with opportunities for horizontal collaboration among faculty. Overall, for digital transformation to progress at Delgado, changes are needed at a leadership level to increase collaboration, recognition of transformative efforts, written policies, and advance a clear vision from the top level. If separate efforts are organized under a common vision, I think Delgado will make much progress. Currently, transformative efforts are early and uncoordinated. If you made it this far in my presentation, thank you so much for your attention. I really do think Delgado has the potential to take part in the digital transformation completely, but I think the single most important change would be to prioritize a high-level position that would oversee digital transformation on campus, because I think a culture and a system of ethics and written guidelines need to be put in place so that everyone has the direction they need and the vision they need to move forward in a coordinated effort towards digital literacy, because what we need is a culture change, a mindset change. Thank you so much for your attention.